So Alyssa Milano, who is one of Joe Biden's most vocal supporters and a former advocate of the Me Too movement, she finally came out today and talked about these allegations of sexual assault by Tara Reade against Joe Biden. Now, Tara Reade, she used to be a Senate aide for Joe Biden, and these allegations stem from 1993. She tried coming forward with these allegations many times before. She was stonewalled. Very recently, as detailed in Ryan Grimm's article in The Intercept, Tara Reade, she went to Time's Up, which is an organization, part of the Me Too movement, and she tried to get help, okay? And they stonewalled her, right? So, and then it turns out, thanks to Ryan Grimm at The Intercept, that the PR firm for Time's Up, which is supposed to provide legal aid and supposed to help women who have been assaulted by men in power, is headed by Anita Dunn, a senior campaign advisor for Joe Biden. So, of course, this investigation went nowhere. After that happened, Tara Reade, she went on Katie Halper's show to tell her story, and that blew up significantly on social media. But a lot of people were really troubled by this whole issue because Alyssa Milano, who had touted herself as a champion of survivors leading the Me Too movement, and she was always very vocal about holding powerful men accountable and taking a very firm stance that you should believe women no matter what. But then she was, at the same time, endorsing Joe Biden? I mean, isn't that a contradiction? If Joe Biden is sexually assaulting women and you are supposed to be a champion for women who are survivors of sexual assault, why are you endorsing him? And so a lot of people were like, hello, Madame Milano, what have you got to say about this whole issue? You want to maybe say something? Take a stance here? Or what's going on? Shh, silence, nothing but silence from Alyssa Milano and the mainstream media, all of them trying to cover for Joe Biden, and not a single mention of Tara Reade. People were going so bananas about this, rightfully so, that it was trending on Twitter at this point. So she's not stupid, man. She's not stupid. She was clearly avoiding this. And she finally breaks her silence and gives a statement about why she hasn't said anything, right? So she did an interview on the radio, and let's listen to this short clip, all right? Now, I may have to pause it at certain moments because it's really infuriating, and she lies so much. At certain points, there's, multiple lies in one sentence, so we have to debunk them one by one. But let's take a listen and then further analyze this, shall we?
Alyssa, the other night, I logged on to Twitter, and typically my Twitter experience these days is I go on and I look at what's trending just to see, okay, it's basically a way of telling me what people are talking about. And you were trending.
Right. That's how I do it too.
Yeah. What did you do that you were trending?
So it's actually quite a serious reason, okay. I think.
Okay.
So I endorsed Joe Biden.
Okay, good.
And there have been accusations against Joe about a sexual assault.
Right, and people were saying, "How can you do that?" Because you're.
I have not publicly said anything about this. If you remember, it kind of took me a long time to publicly say anything about Harvey as well, okay. Because I believe that even though we should believe women, and that is an important thing, and what that statement really means is, like, for so long the go-to has been not to believe them. So really we have to sort of societally change that mindset to believing women, but that does not mean at the expense of not giving men their due process and investigating situations.
I like that.
And giving, it's got to be fair in both directions.
Okay.
So, I've been very vocal about Biden and my support for him. I've known him for a long time, and I did do my due diligence because part of it was that, and the article that sort of stood out to me was that Time's Up decided not to take the case. And so,
that was important to you. That meant, maybe there's more to this story here.
Right. I did my work, and I spoke to Time's Up, and I just don't feel comfortable throwing away a decent man that I've known for 15 years.
Yep.
In this time of complete chaos without there being a thorough investigation.
Yep.
I'm sure.
I think I speak for all rational people and for all survivors when I say, fuck this bitch. Okay? She is so dishonest. This is one sentence and there's like multiple lies.
Right. I did my work, and I spoke to Time's Up, and I just don't feel...
She says, I did my work and I spoke to Time's Up. The translation of that means I talked to the higher ups and we agreed the best thing is to shut up about this, okay, and ignore it. Next lie.
And I just don't feel comfortable throwing away a decent man that I've known for 15 years.
A what? A decent man? Oh, yes, the decent man who killed 1 million Iraqis, or, the decent man who comes up behind women and sniffs them, or the decent man who locks up millions of blacks and Latinos and young males in jail because of, nonviolent drug crimes. The decent man who deports millions of Latinos. Yes, that decent man. How could I forget? You got some pretty weird definition of decent. All right.
Throwing away a decent man that I've known for 15 years.
Yeah.
That I've known for 15 years. Okay. So the fact that Alyssa Milano has known Joe Biden for 15 years exempts him from all sexual allegations ever. This is sound detective work. Well done, Mrs. Milano.
Yep.
In this time of complete chaos without...
So we can't do it in this time of complete chaos. So, Joe Biden, he may be a rapist, but we're in a time of complete chaos because, we have to get rid of the red rapist, the orange Cheeto, right? Because the blue rapist is better. Okay. It's a time of complete chaos. I'm sorry. But Tara Reid, you just got to wait. All right. Because orange man bad. Tara Reid having to wait since 1990 motherfucking 3. Oh, that wasn't long enough. I'm sorry. We're in a time of complete chaos. So you got to wait. I'm sorry.
In this time of complete chaos without there being a thorough investigation.
Yeah.
A thorough investigation. Well, where the fuck is it, bitch? Why do you think Tara Reid went to Time's Up, you dumb bitch? Because she wanted a thorough fucking investigation. You're the ones who are putting it under the fucking rug and not doing anything. The fucking audacity of these motherfuckers. Oh, we should wait for a thorough investigation. That was your fucking job. Oh.
That mainstream media would be jumping all over this as well if
we weren't in a pandemic. If there was more credible, if there was evidence
if they found more evidence or
First, who is this douche nozzle interviewing her, like trying to help her out with her fucking answers? You mean the mainstream media? They would have jumped on this if there wasn't the pandemic or Winnie the Pooh took a dump or yeah, right. If the allegations were more credible. Right. Yes, because the mainstream media, they are known for honesty and objectivity, right? If something is true, then they will jump on it. Just like allegations of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, right? They jumped all over that because it was true. Oh, yes. And the only reason the mainstream media has not jumped on Tara Reid's allegations is because they're not true. Wow. What a brilliant fucking analysis. Way to deny survivors and ridicule them and discredit them. I'm going to lose my shit with these people.
Through their investigate. So I'm just kind of staying quiet about it. And
oh yeah, you know, I enjoyed being at the forefront of the Me Too movement and, you know, pretending that I care about survivors and enjoying all of this clout and being on the covers of magazines and touted as some hero. But, you know, I'm kind of staying silent about it now because I don't give a fuck about those things. So, you know, sorry. Wow. Really a special one, this Alyssa Milano, yeah?
About it.
You were getting dragged on Twitter by Bernie Bros.
Right.
The Bernie Bros. You were getting dragged on Twitter by the Bernie Bros. I mean, even if you already knew that she was going to bring this shit up, no, he does it for her, you know? He's like a nice little poodle, you know, licking her ass. Mrs. Milano, yes, the Bernie Bros? Yeah, was that it? What a fucking groveling piece of dog shit. What a pathetic excuse for a journalist or a disc jockey. Go fuck yourself, you pathetic swine.
All of this stuff, and I'm still trying desperately to stand back and be sort of objective about this.
Objective? Oh yes, I'm going to be objective by not saying anything. I'm going to be objective about this by not saying anything. What? I
don't want this to, you know, I sent the Me Too tweet over 2 years ago. I never thought that it would be something that was going to destroy innocent men, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I sent that Me Too tweet over 2 years ago. I just sent it carelessly. I didn't really care about survivors or the Me Too movement. It was just a tweet. Joe Biden, he's an innocent man. All those videos that you've seen him sniffing women, that wasn't Joe Biden. He's innocent. He's a hands-on kind of guy, right? Joe Biden, you know, maiming Iraqi children with cluster bombs, having innocent Iraqi taxi drivers and workers and bricklayers grabbed off the street and put into Abu Ghraib prison and being fucking raped with guns stuck up their asses, you know, or sticks and electrocuted and being sleep deprived and, you know, going for regime change in Syria and building up ISIS and Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and all of these jihadists and, you know, turning Libya into a open slave trade market, toppling Gaddafi, you know, ruining one of the most prosperous countries in Africa. No, Joe Biden is an innocent man. He's an innocent man. And he would never do such a thing. No. All that stuff that I said, it was just a tweet over 2 years ago. I don't care about survivors. No. Men should have their due process. Now, my focus is about giving men the benefit of the doubt. Not women, right? Which was the whole fucking basis of the Me Too movement, you stupid bitch.
So we have to find this balance in the Believe Women movement and also giving men their...
We have to find the balance. How are you finding a balance when you actively ignore one side of the story, huh? You stonewalled Tara Reid. You stonewalled her. Did she even say her name in this interview? Did she even have the common fucking decency to say her name? Where's this due process, huh? Where's the objectivity? Where's the balance? There is none. Every single thing that comes out of her mouth is the complete fucking opposite.
Due process and, realizing that we're destroying lives if we publicly don't go through the right steps.
Oh, I see. So it's okay for Joe Biden to rape women and destroy their fucking lives and give them PTSD and give them fucking anxiety and depression for decades and decades and ruin them and scar them emotionally. That's okay. Joe Biden can ruin women's lives. But, now that he's my preferred candidate for president, I'm sorry, but I can't address that because I don't want to let you ruin his life, This woman is beneath the word scum. As outraged and disgusted as I was the first time covering this, she's adding insult to injury at this point. It would have been better for her to shut the fuck up rather than say this, okay? Because I'm not even Tara Reid. I'm not related to Tara Reid, and I'm probably never going to meet Tara Reid. And I'm fucking pissed off. So I don't even want to know how she's going to feel hearing this shit, okay? Once again, we go back to a very fundamental question, a very fundamental issue that is present in almost every single topic that we cover, right? Class warfare. Alyssa Milano is part of the 1%, right? She's a rich neoliberal, doesn't have a care in the world. I got mine, so fuck you. That's her attitude, right? I used the traumas, the sufferings of women, of survivors, to advance my career, to advance my public image, right? So I was able to tout myself as some kind of a champion for the underprivileged, for the hurt, for the broken. But now that it's not politically expedient for me, right? Oh no, I'm done with that. It was just a tweet 2 years ago. Class solidarity, right? Class solidarity. Alyssa Milano is looking after one of her own. And when Whoopi Goldberg calls Joe Biden, he's a hands-on kind of guy. An elitist looking after one of her own. Always. Okay? The elites look after their own. It's disgusting. It really is. When we were having the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, right? And he was being accused of something similar. Vast majority of the Me Too movement, they were up in arms about him, right? Yeah, rightfully so, sure. Why would you want someone like that on the Supreme Court? It's a good bloody question. But I can't help but see a double standard here because you want to hold one guy accountable because he's going to be appointed to the Supreme Court, but you don't want to hold someone accountable when he's going to be the fucking president? What happened? Where's your outrage? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm disgusted. I'm speechless, and I hope I never have to cover this this pile of shit named Alyssa Milano. So this is from Glenn Greenwald. He writes for The Guardian, and he broke the Ed Snowden story. So he's a very famous, well-respected journalist. Okay, and look at what he says. When I first saw claims this morning that Biden surrogates and media supporters were going back to delete their Brett Kavanaugh tweets in order not to have their Believe Women standards invoked against their candidate, I assumed it wasn't true. But it seems clear now that it is. Okay, so Simone Sanders, she's Joe Biden's senior advisor, and you had a few other people on his campaign. As soon as the story came to light about Tara Reid, you know what they did? They went back and deleted all of their tweets related to the Me Too movement and about believing survivors and about giving women the benefit of the doubt, etc., etc. Because they know that, this Tara Reid allegation against Biden is true. And, we don't want to be caught with our pants down looking like hypocrites because we were pretending to support survivors and the Me Too movement. And, we ain't going to fucking do it now because we've sold out to Joe Biden and the establishment. Very interesting, right? Why would they do that if there's nothing to hide? I think you know the answer to that.